Hello everyone, and welcome to Easy English Club. I'm your host. Today we have a very special story. It is a human story. It comes from a true idea. The story is about one man, one dream, and many trees. It is called The Man Who Planted Hope. Listen carefully. We will learn many useful words. A long time ago, there was a man named Tomás. Tomás was not rich. He was not famous. He was a simple shepherd. He lived alone in the mountains of Spain. He was 50 years old. His clothes were old but clean. His hands were rough from hard work. His face was dark from the sun, but his eyes were kind. Tomás had no wife and no children. His wife died many years before. He felt very lonely. The land around him was empty and dry. There were no trees. There were no birds. There was only wind and dust. The land was like his heart, empty and silent. But Tomás had a secret dream. He wanted to change the land. He wanted to bring life back. He wanted to plant trees, many, many trees. Every morning, Tomás woke up before sunrise. He drank some water. He took a bag of acorns. An acorn is the seed of an oak tree. He took a long iron stick. Then he walked into the dry hills. As he walked, he pushed his iron stick into the ground. It made a small hole. In that hole, he dropped one acorn. Then he covered the hole with earth. Then he walked a few steps and did it again. One acorn, one hole, one step, all day long. At first, the people in the village laughed at him. They said he was crazy. They said the land was dead. They said nothing could grow there. But Tomás did not listen. He did not speak to them. He only planted more acorns, day after day, week after week. For 5 years, Tomás planted trees. He planted 100,000 acorns. Out of these 100,000, only 20,000 trees began to grow. That is a very small number. But Tomás was not sad. 20,000 trees were a beautiful beginning. The little trees grew slowly. They put their roots deep into the earth. Roots are the part of the tree under the ground. The roots held the soil. The soil is the top part of the earth, where plants grow. Before, the wind carried the soil away. Now, the roots held the soil tightly. Water began to stay in the ground. Small green plants began to appear. The land started to heal. After 10 years, something magical happened. The trees were now tall and strong, and with the trees came water. Little streams appeared. A stream is a very small river. The water gave life to flowers and bushes, and with the flowers came bees and butterflies. Birds flew in and made nests in the trees. Animals that ran away long ago started to return. The empty, silent land was now full of sounds. You could hear the wind in the leaves. You could hear the birds singing. You could hear the water running. It was a forest, a real forest. The village people were amazed. They could not believe their eyes. The crazy shepherd was not crazy. He was a miracle worker. They came to Tomás and said thank you. But Tomás just smiled and said nothing. He did not want fame. He just wanted trees. Tomás continued his work. He planted more trees every year. He was now an old man. His back was bent. His hands shook a little, but his eyes were still kind, and his heart was full. He was not lonely anymore. The forest was his family. The trees were his children. When Tomás died at the age of 89, the dry land was gone. In its place was a green forest of 11 kilometers long and 3 kilometers wide. Thousands of people came to live there. They found water, food, and shade. They built houses and made farms. They were happy, and they never knew the name of the man who gave them this life. Nobody told them. Nobody remembered. But that was okay, because Tomás never planted for fame. He planted for the future. He planted for hope. What a beautiful story. Tomás was just one person. He was not young. He was not rich. He did not have special machines or big money. but he changed the world around him. How did he do it? He did it with patience. Patience means to continue doing something difficult without being angry or sad. He planted acorns every day for many years. He never stopped. He did it with purpose. Purpose is a strong reason to do something. His purpose was not to get famous or rich. His purpose was to give life back to the land, and he did it with hope. Hope means a feeling that good things will happen in the future. He planted trees he would never sit under. He gave a gift to people he would never meet. That is true generosity. So what can we learn from Tomás? We can learn that small actions, repeated every day, can create big results. One acorn is nothing, but 100,000 acorns make a forest. One small good habit every day can change your life. Let's learn some important words from the story. Shepherd, a person who takes care of sheep. Tomás was a simple shepherd. Repeat, shepherd. Acorn, the small brown seed of an oak tree. He carried a bag of acorns. Repeat, acorn. Roots, the underground parts of a plant that take in water. The roots held the soil. Repeat, roots. Soil, the upper layer of earth where plants grow, also called dirt. The soil was dry. Repeat, soil. Stream, a small narrow river. Little streams appeared in the forest. Repeat, stream. To heal, to become healthy again. The land started to heal. Repeat, heal. Miracle, a wonderful and surprising event. People thought he was a miracle worker. Repeat, miracle. Fame, being known by many people. He did not want fame. Repeat, fame. Hope, a feeling that something good will happen. He planted for hope. Repeat, hope. Patience, the ability to wait and continue without complaint. He showed great patience. Repeat, patience. That is the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed the man who planted hope. Remember, you don't need to be rich or famous to make a difference. Do one small good thing today. Plant your seed. Have patience. Have hope. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. Tell me in the comments, what small good action will you do today? See you next time.